Okay, so this was intended to be Dungeon Hearts Session 105, but I don't think we have enough players to character creation and world building for Dungeon Hearts. So instead, I'm going to finish Sidereal Tenets. Uh, so this is a bit of cheating because it's kind of sort of. Anyways, it's a B-side game, but I'm taking this opportunity to do the last one shot in Sidereal Tenets. And so, to explain the premise of this last uh, session, it is the one about destruction. Let me find the okay. Polaris Kinosura has gone mad and threatens to destroy the universe on a whim, and that's the main premise. So let's go and introduce characters now. Let's start with Chris. Chris, tell us who your character is.
I'm playing Omega Hedron, the Engine of Destruction. It's a giant robot that was designed by Sinashura to facilitate her destruction of the universe, but it has decided that it doesn't want to do that.
All right. So my question to you, the establishing question, you were created for the destruction of the when I can speak, the universe. Why have you chosen to betray the Polaris?
If the universe is destroyed, then he will no longer be able to watch musicals.
Amazing.
He has Sinashura in her, I guess, episode of craziness that led to this whole universe destroying thing, decided that she wanted to have a home entertainment system installed while she destroyed the universe so that she could watch it from inside the robot, the giant robot. But the giant robot watched a whole bunch of stuff in the lead up to that because it didn't have anything else to do while Sinashura was doing whatever else Sinashura was doing. And it understood that if it actually went through with the destruction, that it would no longer have these glorious musicals to watch. And that could not happen.
All right. Where is she right now?
The robot or Sinashura?
Kinosura. Polaris.
The Polaris. I think Polaris has left the robot alone to go do something else. The robot doesn't really know because Sinashura feels no compunction to tell the robot that. So the robot is simply trying to figure out how to deal with this because if it understands that if it doesn't facilitate the destruction of the universe, Sinashura will probably figure out something else. So it wants to be ready to try to stop her if it can.
All right, cool. Next we have Mickey's character.
Okay. I will be playing the other. My name is Kay. I am from an otherworld pocket universe where it is always hot and summery. Gives the essence of summer and hotness. Sometimes it's bright and sunny, and sometimes it's hot and stormy and thunderclappy, but it's always summer. And that's where I'm from, and I'm in this universe by some very strange and unusual accident that I do not know what caused it. But here I am, so I'll make the best of the situation.
All right. Excuse me. All right. So, other. You come from a universe where the concept of the Polaris simply does not exist. What is your opinion on this strange universe? How do you cope?
Well, it's very difficult to cope because sometimes it's cold, and I don't like that. I like it hot. I like not to have any clothes on because when it's hot and warm, you don't need any clothes on. And that's the way we people in my universe spend our days basking in the sun. Now, why a universe would need some sort of entity acting all godlike is completely beyond me, because the hot summer sun does that perfectly where I come from, and it never asks anything of you. It just gives you its warmth and lets you exist. And there are way too many demands and expectations and plots to destroy universes coming from this one, and I don't get it. It's very strange.
So, just to clarify, you have the other world is in warm direct sunlight, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. And you have a home entertainment system, a megahedron. So I'm seeing detachable head and projectile weapon. Your special move is jet propulsion. What is your special move, Kay?
I chose the rejuvenation move, where I can restore or heal if I get into direct sunlight.
All right. And then let's go to Zachary's character. Zachary, tell us about your character.
I am playing Sheliak, the creature from the Ghoul Star. My hunger is for domination over others. I consider myself above lesser beings, and it is their purpose to serve me and my duty to guide them and show them, the proper way, which is usually serving me. I think that's about all I have for Sheliak so far. They are very needy.
All right. So, creature from the Ghoul Star. You are the embodiment of the Ghoul Star. Ghoul Star, once I know how to speak, Algol, and therefore are Sidereal. How does Kinoshira sate your hunger?
I think Kanoshira either has promised me a planet or has given me a planet. If they are currently sating my hunger, they've given me a planet and kind of set me up for my own success, which is why I think I'm so upset that they've recently kind of changed their mind on the whole idea of a universe at all. And yeah, I'm trying to I think they sate my hunger by giving me lesser beings to rule over.
All right, cool. So let's do bonds. Bonds work like in Dungeon World. Let's start with Omega Hedron. Answer at least one of the following, and ignore the part where. And for those of you who have Space Wurm and Moonicorn, ignore that part.
Okay. And if I remember right, I just pick one or two of these questions and to answer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, with the name of one of your companions, or one per question.
Let's see.
Oh, and the move for Sheliak is the Taste of Memory, which I will look at. All right. So what were you gonna say?
I think the first bond is which one, I'm guessing, of your companions do you think would make the best robot and why? Omega Hedron is currently of the opinion that K would make the best robot because it already has a built-in independent power system.
All right. Okay, would you like to fill in one bond, and then we'll go around for the second set of companions?
Okay. The first person I met here when I arrived was Omega Hedron.
All right. Sorry, what was that like?
Well, Omegahedron displays an unusual warmth, and although it is a very different entity from what I'm accustomed to, because I'm accustomed to flesh, still there's a fascinating warmth and personality to this strange entity that appeals to me.
All right, that's pretty cool. Omegahedron, where do you find K?
Let's see. Where did I find K?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm guessing that I think Omegahedron was testing its solar panel system, and it had located an area which it thought was most conducive to charging those that power setting to see if those would consistently work. And that area happened to be a beach, and Kay had found that beach as well and was enjoying its similarity to their home world.
All right.
Or home universe.
All right. I have to go back. Shiliak. Bonds.
Yeah, I think I have a whose fate called out to you from across the empty vastness of space. And I think for me that was K. I think when K wound up in our universe, I sensed it. I sensed this great disturbance, or at least on my end, this being of warmth and summer coming to shake things up.
And it makes sense because you're a sidereal, so you have you know how fate works, right? Let's go at least one more round for the other party member. So back to Omegahedron.
Okay. Let's see. I think Omegahedron was originally programmed to assist the creature from the ghoul star, because I think at some point the Mad Polaris was planning on making use of Shiliak to aid in her destruction plan, but since thought better of it. So part of Omegahedron's original programming set involved a subroutine of assistance and cooperation with Shiliak.
Cool.
All right. Sorry, I spaced out a little bit. So at some point, sorry, repeat the why were you sent to help again?
Oh, he was the bond question was.
Yeah, I got the assist program to assist, but what was the answer?
He was programmed to assist Shiliak because originally the Polaris had decided that Shiliak might be useful in her scheme to destroy the universe. She since thought better of that, but never bothered to remove the cooperation and assistance subroutine program from Omegahedron's programming database. So it's still floating around in there.
All right, cool. Okay.
Let's see. I think I'm going to say that, let's see, Shiliak taught me something important about this place. And what that is we are in significant danger in a way that is completely beyond anything I've ever experienced or even envisioned in my imagination before. But if Shiliak can endure it, I suppose I can try too.
All right. That makes sense. And Shiliak, you get another bond.
Yeah, I think I will go with who agreed to help sate your hunger. And I think seeing as Omega Hedron was originally programmed to aid me, I think at one point they had agreed to help sate my hunger. Whether or not that's still that agreement is on the table, there maybe Sheliak and Omega Hedron would differ on that.
All right. Do you guys think that we need another round of bonds, or are we satisfied?
I'm cool.
Makes sense.
All right, cool. Let's take a 5-minute break then before we get started.
Okay.
So yeah, 5 minutes. Okay, are we here?
Okay, I'm back. Sorry.
It's fine. All right. Mickey, you're there? There we go. So, Shiliak, can you tell me the name of the planet that you're on?
Oh,
The one that Kinosora gave you.
yeah. Is that too much? Is like having a planet too much?
No, it's definitely not.
I thought since we were both stars that maybe that would be okay.
Yeah, that's that's totally fine. It's fine for the power level. Like, yeah.
Okay. I'm going to name it Apatus.
Can you put the name on Roll20?
Yes, that makes.
Right.
Should I just put in the chat?
Yeah.
Or should I okay.
All right. So, Apatus. And let me try to figure out a starting scenario for you guys. So you're on Apatus somewhere in the planet. And I think what's going to happen is that what Omegahedron, what's the first sign you get that it's all going to blow up soon?
I think Omegahedron was installed with a sensor suite so that it could detect when it was supposed to start its particular portion of the destruction of the universe plan. So it has noticed that several of those sensors are receiving pings now.
All
so
right.
It's the whatever countdown the Polaris is doing, it's begun.
All right. And so you're in Apatus, right? Yeah. And it is daytime. So the sun is K is in sunlight. I think you three are together, and you can tell me how you got together at this point in time. And it might be because of Omegahedron detecting the sensors. I'm not sure, but yeah, let's discuss how we got here so far.
Well, Megahedron, if its systems indicated that the countdown had begun, it would certainly try to make contact with another entity that's on the same level as the Polaris. So it would definitely try to make contact with Shiliak. And K seems to be a wild card in this entire universe. So the it's something. K is something that the Polaris did not anticipate being present, and I think that Omegahedron senses that that may be some sort of catalyst that may allow us to upset the Polaris's plans.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, sorry, continue.
I was just gonna say, yeah, that makes perfect sense to me. I wonder if, like, I would have invited Kay when I sensed Kay come into the universe. If I would have brought Kay to Apatus, maybe on the urging of Omegahedron. Because yeah, if like there's any shot at stopping the entire universe from being destroyed, then it's probably someone who is from outside the universe.
All right. So, uh, so Kay, how do you feel about this?
Boy, that's an awful lot of responsibility to put on somebody, but I'll do my best.
All right. So yeah, it is a sunny day. You're in, what's your palace like, Chiliac?
My palace is opulent. It is just composed of this smooth white marble, very large and ornate, and with plenty of servants and aides and just whatever the original humanoid inhabitants of Apatus were, who are just now so happy to be serving me and my needs.
All right. So, so you're in this opulent palace, and I want you to have the discussion of what's going on for a little bit, and then we can go right into action. So, if that's okay with you guys. So I'm guessing.
Sure. Okay. Well, Omegahedron would certainly have notified both of you that the whatever the countdown that the Polaris had set up, it's begun. Its sensors have begun to detect these cascading events. And I'm thinking that the cascading events have something to do with a series of hypernovas that have been set up to both detonate and to, following detonation, become multiple black holes in the most inhabited sections of the galaxy. I'd say that's what Omegahedron thinks the big whammy is. It's not sure. It's not certain that that's what it's set up to do, but that's one of the things that it was designed to detect. And so that's what's pinging its sensors.
Polaris can't destroy all the inhabitants. If they go away, then who's going to worship me and dote on me?
Yes, that would be a problem.
This is unacceptable.
It is unacceptable. I'm not entirely sure that that's why it's unacceptable, but we'll roll with that. But it does make sense. It's a very sensible way of destroying the universe if you think about it. If you take away all of the suns, then there are no suns to warm the people. And if there are no suns to warm the people, there are no people.
And if there are no people, there are no musicals.
Also true.
It does follow.
Megahedron, is this in your you seem to be the most tactical of us. Is this an issue in which we need to face Polaris head on, or do we need to try to undermine her plans? How can we prevent this from happening?
If that is the thing that Polaris is using to set up her final plan, her big ending, then certainly I'd suggest that would be the first thing to do. If we upset the plans, then the Polaris is at least slowed down, and we might have some time to formulate a plan of attack. Taking the Polaris on directly while the other parts of the plan are still going off might end up with us possibly defeating the Polaris, but then the plan has completed and we've lost anyway.
Yeah, and despite how glorious and wonderful I am, I don't even think I could step toe-to-toe with Polaris. That doesn't seem wise. So, yeah, we need to try and keep these suns around. Seems to be the big the goal.
Multiple hypernovas bad.
Yes. So now we have to figure out exactly if that is the first part of her plan. Then we need to figure out how she's planning to set these off, and what we can do to slow or stop that.
All right. So I think at this point, a messenger goes running in. Master Shiliak, we have urgent news.
Yes.
The sun, and then you look at the sun. It is bloated and not a good shade of red.
Oh, yes, that's certainly very bad. Just a little bit of a lore question. Sidereals are like beings who are stars, which include Shiliak and Polaris.
Yes.
Does that mean when she's hypernovaing all these stars, she's killing our brethren?
I don't know. What do you think?
I think absolutely, and I'm even less okay with that because I was hoping that one day they were going to be my devotees as well. Just everyone, every being in the universe needs to just dote on me. So yeah, this isn't okay because if she's coming for them, then she might be coming for me eventually as well. And this is a big issue. I don't know what all of our basic moves are, but I have use your senses. When you use your supernatural senses to survey your surroundings, I roll +*.
Those are your basic moves.
That's okay. When it says basic surroundings, is there a way that I can figure out if how exactly Polaris is messing with my sun?
Let me see how that move works. Sure. I think depending on what you roll, the answer might be more or less complete.
Okay.
So the question being, how is Polaris messing with the suns?
Yeah, I'm trying to use my supernatural senses to detect some sort of mechanism, some sort of anything that is doing this to my son. And I got an 11.
All right. So that's good. I tell you all you need to know. Excuse me. So the suns, they're Polaris is bringing forth the inner demons of the suns. So pretty much, so soon enough, this place will be overrun by motherfucking demons. Literally.
Oh, that's bad.
How about Omega Hydron? What do you do?
Okay. The Polaris is setting up this mystical chain of events to unlock the sun's inner demons. The only thing Polaris can think to do is to try and analyze the alchemical process that the Polaris is using to activate the sun's inner demons in this kind of way, and so he's going to try and use analyze to see if she can, or see if the robot can figure out how to stop Sinashura.
All right, that's plus science.
Yes, unfortunately, my worst stat. Oh, but I still got an 8. That's not bad.
All right. So an 8 tells you something useful and interesting. So repeat the question again, please.
How can we stop the mystical or alchemical process that Sinashura is using to activate the sun's inner demons to cause it to begin to go hypernova?
So useful and interesting. There's actually something on this planet that can help. And like you've heard stories about the core of Apetus. Yes, Apetus. The core of Apetus has strange, some sort of uh tranquilizer, I guess, for the suns. So delving deep into the planet would work well.
Okay, so there's some material within the inner crust or core of the planet that can counteract this?
Correct.
Okay. And how does Omegahedron think that that we can access this? Will just boring in the planet and exposing the material to sunlight, will that activate it, or are we going to have to like pull out a big chunk of it and throw it at the sun?
With an 8, I'm not sure if you get the exact answer.
Okay.
All right.
Well, Omegahedron mentioned states that to its companions that my analysis indicates that there is a material here on Apetus which may be able to counteract the process that's going on in the sun.
Where is the material?
Within the crust and inner core of the planet.
Oh.
So we would have to burrow into the planet. I'm not. My analysis doesn't seem to indicate how much of the material we might need, or whether it's something that we can simply place in the sunlight, and and reflecting the sunlight back will accomplish something, or whether we need to toss a big chunk of it into the sun to have it activate. I don't know that.
I wonder if any of my subjects would know anything about this, would have heard stories about this substance or about an object within the planet that has these sort of properties or abilities. I think I'd ask someone trustworthy of the Vizier or an advisor.
All right. So, yeah, I think they tell you it's underground, deep underground. There's finite ether. But that's a myth or a rumor. We don't know for sure.
Okay, so but there are stories of this ether.
Yes.
Okay.
Of this finite ether.
Finite ether. All right. Well, that sounds like what we're looking for. I'm willing to in my majesty and in my glory, go in search of this. Also, because it would kill me if I didn't. So.
All right.
Okay. Just for everybody's information, Omegahedron is like a giant robot. The part that's probably inside talking is the detachable head.
Oh, cool.
Yes.
So you're actually talking to the detachable head while the giant body is like standing out on the beach or something like that.
Nice.
I think I turn to Kay at this point and I say since you've arrived in this universe, I've perceived that you have a great fate set in store for you, and I think this is it. I think that you should. I think together we can go and maybe stop this from befalling my planet.
I yes. I am yours to command.
Oh, thank you. All right, well then, and I think I wave over to some servants to take them to. Oh wait, do we have any idea how to get beneath the earth yet? Did we find something? Did I miss that?
Omegahedron was just going to start blasting a hole into the crust.
Yeah.
Perfect. Let's find an uninhabited place and start digging. And I call to my servants to carry Omegahedron's head back out to his body so that we can.
No, that's not necessary. The head has jet propulsion. That's
Oh, even better. All right then.
All right. So as you begin digging underground, okay, you sense that this is a bad things will happen if you go underground.
I do.
Yeah, because there's less sunlight in underground, right?
Well, it's true there's less sunlight, but there's more heat.
It seems that this planet doesn't have heat per se in the core.
Oh,
Something
that's going to be
very
uncomfortable.
Yes. As Omegahedron is blasting a hole to the crust of Apetus, there you three see demons coming your way, or sense demons coming your way. They're arriving.
Oh, all right.
Let's have. Do you guys want to describe the demons?
Sure. Stars Enter Demons, man. That sounds amazing. I think the Stars Enter Demons are basically personifications or embodiments of all the bad things that a star can do to a planet, to a living organism, and ultimately to anything that gets a little too close. So you have like big, incredibly dense creatures that are basically made of plasma that are just horrifically strong and basically burn anything they come into contact with.
Yeah. Shiliak, tell us some more about the inner demons.
I really liked the part about like the worst thing that a star can do to an organism, which immediately made me think of radiation and like cancer. So I kind of think of them as like bubbling over and like constantly like I don't think they have like a solid shape. They're constantly like building and like morphing and like just consuming.
All right.
Bubbly pus demons.
Oh my god. And
Plasma pus.
Plasma pus demons. There you go.
Okay, you still have a detail to add.
Well, who can top plasma pus demons? You know, for shambly plasma pus demons, they do seem to have the ability to move awfully damn fast, though.
Yes, and they're headed your way.
Like mobility greater than you would expect based on their appearance.
Yeah, they're headed your way. What do you do?
Oh boy, I just kind of probably stand there in fascination. No, what do I do? Well, I'm going to I don't know that there's necessarily a move that makes sense.
To engage in combat would be to do something dangerous, by the way.
Sure, that makes sense. I guess I'll be doing something dangerous.
Or describe what you want to do, first of all, and then we'll figure out a move for it.
Well, I envision sort of first thought that passes through my head is, of the three of us, I'm probably the most vulnerable. Therefore, I'm going to stand here and stand my ground and trust my companions to power through it just like me. But I'm not going to shy away or shrinking violet this situation. I am a champion of the sun. It's a different sun in a different universe, but that's beside the point.
All right. So I think this is doing something dangerous with Curious because you are enduring or powering through. It's not necessarily your element because the sun is weird and not giving enough sunlight for that. So let's see what you.
Oh, of course.
Of course, that is a 6. You you stand tall. Anyone gonna help? Okay.
Oh yes, for sure. If I can aid, although or
That's with bonds. Number of bonds you have with them, so 1.
yeah, unless it would make more sense for a megahedron, or a megahedron wants to, but I'm fine too.
A megahedron has an idea, but it might not be as big as we might want to save that for later, because a megahedron has the detachable head, which has a planet blasting laser and a giant robot body to smash things with.
Okay. I also I have servants, and presumably an Imperial Guard or army of some sort. So I would like to command them to come to our aid and protect their glorious ruler. And I don't know if that is direct enough to help Kay.
Yeah, that's you can roll with bonds to help.
Okay. I think rolling. I think for this, in order to help Kay, I think I'm kind of just getting Kay behind me, because Kay was saying like they feel like they are the less capable. So I kind of want to shield them because they are very important.
Yes.
All right. So. That's not how you do it.
/R and then space. Alright. 9 bumps that up to 7 to 9. So consequences for both, but not particularly super bad. I think the complete intended action, but there are complications. I think
my intended action, by the way, I think I probably said it, but it's to mostly to endure this in order to be impressive to my companions. To say I am part of you and I'm not going to shy away from this. Don't worry.
Okay.
We've all got each other's backs.
Okay, then I'm not going to like put you behind me, but I'm going to stand with you.
That's awesome. Awesome.
Yeah, sorry about that.
No, it's fine.
I think the hard choice is either enduring or impressing.
Oh, well, then I'm going to choose to impress and sacrifice the endurance.
All right. So that's consequence number 1. Consequence number 2 is that the Imperial Guard and your servants aren't working on drilling the hole. So that's not going to help. That's going to take more time because they have to fend off the demons. Tell us how you. Okay, so now you have to suffer harm, which that's your move.
Mm-hmm. So I actually make a move to suffer harm.
Alien if you're in your family element, or wild if you're not. Okay. And you are not, so wild.
All right. Just a sec. That's a little better.
All right. 8. So, injure slightly or suffer a setback. These radiant, well, not radiant, but like plasma pus demons. They hit you pretty much. They envelop you, and you're having trouble. You're basically losing, like losing hope
Okay.
You feel like you're losing hope. And you're describe what that feels like.
No, it feels like cold darkness. I'm being cut off from my companions. I'm being cut off from light. I'm being cut off from warmth. I'm being consumed by the negative power of the sun's radiation rather than the positive warmth and glow of the sun's radiation. And this is an anathema to my entire being. Nothing could feel more hopeless
All right.
than to have the thing that you believe in the most turn against you and consume you.
All right. So, Omegahedron, you're blowing a hole in the planet. That's gonna take longer without the help of the servants. What do you do?
Megahedron is going to detach its head and have its head use the lasers to continue to bore the hole, which it had been doing before. And then it's going to send the giant robot body over to basically smash the sun demons away from its companions. Basically, what I'm thinking is the giant robot body is going to basically do a thing where it basically uses its giant hands to just scoop up this huge swath of rock and dirt and whatever earthy materials are there on the crust, and just bury the demons in it and like shove them away.
Yeah, I think this is doing something dangerous with destruction.
Okay. Wait a second. Woohoo!
All right, cool. That is good. Ooh, take a +1 to your next roll, by the way. So describe how you. So yeah, you basically bury the demons. I guess. And the hole is pretty much. And you see the first wisps of finite ether coming out from the hole. So you basically hit the place. It is very deep down though.
Excellent. The Omegahedron's head announces, "We have hit the ether vein. Quickly, we need to contain it so we can use it before it simply drifts off into the atmosphere. Unless that's what it's supposed to do." Damn, I wish I would have uploaded more science files.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I think you can. Letting it float to the atmosphere is pretty much what needs to be done.
Oh, okay. Well,
however,
I'm not sure about that. So its science data is incomplete because science was only a tertiary function for it.
Well, can't do everything.
It was supposed to destroy the universe, not learn to science it.
All right. So yeah, you see the finite ether float into the atmosphere, it seems to warm up. It was cool before, but it seems to warm up now. And the sun becomes more yellowish and less bloated. So that seems to be a success on that part. I think the complication is going to be that that's pretty much all of the finite ether you have right there, and the hole is pretty big. So if you can, I guess, keep digging, but it will cost you the planet. What do you do?
Well, Megahedron would prefer not to destroy the planet. So we'll need to figure out some additional way to hamstring that that process.
Shiliak.
Mm-hmm.
What uh what have you heard of finite ether?
Well, apparently, well, that it's finite, which is a problem. And we know we're going to run out of this vein relatively soon.
It already ran out.
Oh, it already ran out.
That particular vein, yes.
Okay. So it's come up into the atmosphere, kind of blanketed us, drove off these demons for now. But there's no telling how long it's going to essentially remain in the atmosphere.
Correct.
Oh,
well, the sun is fine now. The sun that it was illuminating the demons is fine. It seems to be normal, back to normal.
Okay. I think I've heard, well, especially if keeping mining it would destroy the planet. I think finite ether is I think maybe something that my advisor told me when I asked him about this was that it's essentially like the planet's lifeblood. So, which would explain why we can't use too much of it. But yeah, that's what I've heard.
Yeah, let's go Final Fantasy VII up in this bitch.
Yeah.
So yeah, what are the next steps?
Are the sun demons still present, or have they gone dormant since we've managed to neutralize the red sun effect?
They've dissolved.
Oh, that's even better.
Yeah.
I'm quite annoyed with my friend, cousin, Polaris, doing this. It's really not cool to give me a planet and then try to take it away. It's equally not cool to murder our star brethren, brothers and sisters. I kind of want to go talk to Polaris and be like, hey, what's up? What's going on? We can't do this anymore. Especially if we fixed it on my planet, but who knows what other planets this is happening to. It seems like fixing it star by star is just a temporary solution. Omega Hedron, do you have or Orke, do you have ideas about how to maybe put a real end to this?
I think the real end can only come if we confront the Polaris. We've managed to stop this portion of her plan. Maybe the other portions have also not activated since this one did not.
Boy, we'd be awfully lucky if that were the case. But let's hope.
Yes. But we definitely need, I think the next stage in this plan would be to try to confront her and attempt to stop her in some way, shape, or form.
All right. So yes, I think. So how are you gonna reach the Polaris?
Is Polaris still in star form, or are they residing on a planet like I am? What's Polaris? What's her deal?
You're not sure. When was the last time you saw her?
Probably a very long time ago in like organic standards. Probably not that long ago for someone like me. So I think probably the last time I saw her, I think like she gave me this planet and then checked in on me, but this was long before she went mad. And so I haven't seen her since I think she started kind of like losing her grip on things. And there were rumblings among the other Sidereal. But yeah, it's been a while.
All right, cool. So yeah, I think the next step would be what Sidereal do you think is the one with that ties you both together? Like, who will you go to if you want to find the Polaris?
I have this handy book of stars, which is what I used to come up with my planet name. Let's go with oh, these are all Mira. Let's go with Mira.
All right. Type the name on Roll20, please. Mira. Yes. So, what? Tell us also why you don't want to particularly talk to Mira.
Oh, I don't want to talk to Mira because I think Mira was Polaris's favorite for a little while, and then I kind of edged Mira out, and I think like maybe Mira was really hoping to get in Polaris's good graces, and maybe she was hoping for her own planet, and I kind of edged her out and kind of worked my way up the social ladder, and kind of, yeah.
All right.
So
Cool.
we were political rivals, and I edged Mira out.
All right. So, what do you tell your companions?
Well, I know of another Sidereal who is perhaps now more friendly with Polaris, might know where Polaris is, but she hates me. And but she's the only person I can think of who might be able to get us in touch with Polaris. I think we're going to have to see her. I don't think she's going to welcome me very warmly, though.
Do you think she would be cooperating with the Polaris's plan to destroy the universe, or might that be a weak means to sway her to help us locate the Polaris?
The last I knew, she was still sane, so I think she will put our differences aside enough that she might help us. She might try to kill me and then help you two instead, but in any case, she's probably open to listening to us.
Perhaps if a universe only had one star, like my universe, there would be no need for all of the stars to fight each other and attempt to kill each other, and thus cause great destruction and darkness throughout any given universe.
That makes a lot of sense, but it sounds like a very boring universe for me.
Oh, but it's so fun to just bask in the light of one sun and not have to worry about it being destroyed.
Actually,
eventually all suns die.
One star.
Why are you so mean?
One star that everyone worships.
Could be.
Now that I think of it, actually sounds wonderful as long as I'm the one star.
So I saw that coming.
You might have something there, Kay. That's actually a very good idea.
That's why I'm here, to make you the one star of this universe.
Oh.
I wasn't serious about that. I don't know why I'm here, but I'm sure you could turn me to that purpose if you wanted to, because you have that power.
Oh, Stilak is just so, like, you know the way to their heart.
Uh-huh.
Their cold, hungry heart.
Exactly.
Okay, so yeah, I think we need to get in contact with Mira then.
All right. So I think you send a servant to contact her, and it's gonna take a while. And so we skip ahead to you're in Omega Hedron, I guess, flying to space to see Mira. When I think Omega Hedron detects an anomaly in the middle of space.
Did you say we were in Omega Hedron? Like he's our ship?
I'm guessing.
That's cool. That's really cool. I'm just saying. That's really cool.
Omega Hedron also has a built-in home entertainment center. That's part of the features of Omega
that plays nothing but old musicals from a place called Earth or something.
Yes. Those were the best. The Martian opera was okay, but it did not reach the glorious heights of the musical theater.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you detect this anomaly. What do you do?
First, omegahedron notifies its passengers that it has detected an anomaly. Anomaly has been detected, preparing for analysis, and then roll to analyze.
Yeah.
Wow.
Amaze. Okay. Your question is, what is it? Right?
Yes. What is it?
Okay, so let's make sure Ana Templa's. All right, your question is answered. All you need to know, it's what remains of Mira.
Oh. Omegahedron definitely notifies them of this as we're approaching. We're encountering what appears to be the remains of a small stellar entity identified as Mira.
Yeah. Sheliak is very upset. This is, I mean, not that she was close to Mira, but is still it's upsetting to see one of their own turned into nothing but a space anomaly. That's really bad.
Yeah.
When we're looking at a space anomaly, is it was Mira destroyed in her star form? So it's just like, you know, dust like a nebula
Yeah.
left? Or okay.
Yeah. I think so.
So
Well, if that's the case, we can actually proceed to the nebula and Omega states that a star's the end of a star's life cycle is not as quick as the ending of an organic entity's life cycle. The fact that the debris has not completely scattered by the simple forces of gravity may indicate there might be something still here that could be communicated with.
I just, well, I'm thinking about my own taste of memory move. If I eat a dead thing, I can regain its memories. And since I'm sidereal, I assume this would extend to other stars.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I want to eat some of that stardust.
All right.
Omegahedron says you're going to have to go outside for that.
All right.
I'm not drawing in nebula gas into my core compartment.
That's fair enough. I'm assuming that from a creature of the stars standing on the outside of a ship is not an issue.
All right. So you gain a memory of Mira.
All right. Yeah. Yeah. I think Sheliak, like, this huge toothy maw opens and like Sheliak's like throat, and takes in this star stuff, and so I get to ask. I gain one of its memories. I can gain one I already know it had, or I may ask the GM for one. So I guess I'm going to ask you for one because I'm not sure what is the most appropriate other than
I was kind of hoping you were going to like snort the stardust like the world's biggest cocaine bin.
Wow. I think the memory of Mira that you gain is how she died. And you see that Polaris Kinosura was there and laughing maniacally, and pretty much Mira was consumed by demons, her own demons.
All right. So, okay. not unexpected. Is there anything in these memories that can show me where we could find Polaris now that she murdered Mira?
She's close by,
That's
relatively speaking.
Okay.
Because this happened recently, as established by the debris still being here.
And plus, since we're in space, all distances are relative.
Yeah.
All right. So I think I slink back inside of Omegahedron and relate this information to K. Is Omegahedron big enough for any of my servants to have come along, or is this just the K and I?
One of the other features that the robot could have is an actual hotel room. So I'm thinking this is just like a passenger compartment, because I would have had to actually have another feature that was specifically like large enough to be a living quarters.
Okay.
So the only thing I can have is basically something to the effect of like a pilot compartment.
Okay, so probably just the two of us.
Yeah, you might have. I mean, there might be room for like maybe 2 other people, because standard 4-person like starship type thing. But, I don't. When I was designed by the Polaris, I don't see her wanting to bring that many people along on her destruction tour.
That's true. I'm okay with it being just the two of us. It seems like Kay has been kindly kind of blowing smoke to Shiliak to keep them satisfied with their need for never-ending.
Sorry, you muted yourself at that point.
Sorry. Shiliak's need for never-ending compliments seems like Kay has been kind of maybe disingenuously providing those for Shiliak. No?
You're muted.
Not disingenuously at all. No.
All right. Okay. What?
Shiliak, oh, sorry. Shiliak doesn't realize it at all. Like they totally think that it's like totally just like, oh, of course you think I'm wonderful and amazing. Like it goes completely right over Shiliak's head.
I probably do mean it.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. So, I mean, I hadn't thought that deeply about it. You're a star. You were you were here. You helped me. I like you.
All right, fair. That makes sense. Yeah.
But he's also a creature he's also a star with a cold, black, hungering heart.
Yeah, like, also kind of a jerk.
He is almost the exact antithesis of what you want a star to be.
That's true. But any port in a storm is maybe where I'm coming from at this point. I'm not even sure myself.
Fair.
So, okay.
Yes.
What does it feel like to be overwhelmed by the sun?
Overwhelmed by the sun. There's something about extreme warmth and heat and light that just every nerve ending tingles, and it's dare I say almost it's hyper orgasmic. It's like every part of you just soaks in the warmth and the light, and it is overwhelming because it feels like you can't contain it. You can't contain it. You can only bask in it and then watch as it spreads, and all of your companions get to experience it too. And it's such a good feeling. It's like everybody gets a little bit of this, and nobody gets to steal it or take it, and it's always going to be here. And of course, I've since learned that apparently that it's not true that suns are always going to be with us. But that's beside the point, because in my head, it's always going to be here and it's always going to be warm. And so this is such an unusual situation because, like I said, I have a star who is cold and calculating, but nevertheless I am fascinated by it because it's a star. And we have this machine that is a former servant and now a rebel against another star who is trying to destroy its own universe. What is that? It's also confusing. And that's why, so I have discovered that in this universe, everything about stars is overwhelming because none of it makes any sense. Why would they want to do this to each other and to their own reality? Makes no sense. I'd like to go home now, please.
So that's the sense you get when you see this vast army of bloated suns led by the Polaris, Kinoshira. And we'll take our midpoint break now.
Wow. Okay.
10 minutes, and you get to pick your second special move now. And we'll be back.
Okay.
All right, is everyone here?
Present.
Yes.
All right, cool. Let me. I'm getting tired, but we have this final climactic conflict going on. So let's finish this. Polaris is there with her army of bloated sons. What do you do?
Run.
Does Omegahedron have any way to allow us to communicate with Polaris?
I think it would have made sense for Megahedron to have a way to communicate with Polaris, if for no other reason than it enabled her to tell him what he was supposed to do.
Yeah, for sure.
Without having to actually like run over and drag him into a planetary atmosphere to tell him.
Yeah. Did we also get to pick second moves?
Yes, I think so.
Tell us what they are.
Let's
Thanks
see.
for reminding me, by the way.
Megahedron picked cannibalized technology.
All right.
Sorry.
Okay.
Sheliak took a second hunger, which is inspire fear. So now Sheliak hungers for domination and inspiring fear. Thought those might be good for what looks like a war might be coming up.
All right.
I guess I'll take secret ways,
Right.
which allows me to pass through the other world in order to get somewhere.
All right.
So will that allow you to get back to Summer Universe?
Well, that's what it implies, but it also suggests that I can't just go back and stay there.
Yeah.
I have to pass through it and come back and do whatever I'm supposed to do in this universe, whatever my fate holds in store. Excuse me.
All right.
Sheliak's starting to think that maybe your fate is just to get Sheliak to your universe.
Oh God, no.
So, what do you say to the Polaris now that you've established communications with her?
That's tough, because now she seems to have an army of stars that have agreed to let themselves be eaten by their demons, which Sheliak just disagrees with on a fundamental level. Stars are supposed to eat, not be eaten. They're supposed to be worshipped, not worship. This is just all topsy-turvy to Sheliak. I don't know. I think I'm kind of stunned. I don't know if yeah. I think Sheliak's a little stunned for a moment, unless if somebody else wants to have something to say.
I think Omegahedron will open the communication channel with a request to the Polaris to stand down. That all of this is completely unnecessary, illogical, and utterly irrational.
Why should I do that?
Because active destruction is itself irrational.
Why?
If you have no reason to destroy, and basically what Omegahedron is going for in this, because he's going to kind of push this same thing and kind of go round and around for a few minutes, just doing this in hopes of distracting her for a few moments, because if Omegahedron can fight and might do a little bit of damage, but it's pretty sure that it is not going to be able to like go toe to toe with the Polaris plus like 6 or 7 or maybe a dozen other stars that are at star level. So he says this, while his companions are hopefully formulating something to actually to say to her, he'll say, this is illogical. If you want the universe destroyed, the universe will destroy itself in time. Entropy will eventually tear it all apart and slowly freeze it to death. All universes eventually die a heat death. And he starts like postulating out the standard projection for the destruction of universes, with the stars slowly spreading out, losing heat, being reduced to nebula, and then the nebula scattering so far apart that there's not enough material left to gravitate together to form any new stars. And
I think that's doing something dangerous with engines because you're thinking quickly
yes,
how to.
well, here we go. Holy crap! Another one.
All right, cool. You distract
My
her.
night to roll.
Better than last time.
Yes, good God, way better.
All right. Kay and Shiliak, you have time to formulate a plan. What do you do?
Polaris is in is Polaris in star form or in their like humanoid
Star form.
Star form? Okay. I think Shiliak turns to Kay, and I think Shiliak says, I think this is why you've been brought here, and I think this is why I think this is something that you can handle, but I don't think it's something that you can handle when we're dealing with a star. So I think we need to try and get Polaris. I think we need to try to meet Polaris as Polaris and not as this thing. So I think if the three of us can get like planet side with Polaris, then maybe we'll stand more of a chance.
Yeah.
Unless Kay has an idea.
Kay has no ideas. Fighting against a big ball of gas is not my jam.
Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it doesn't seem. No. So yeah, I think that's what I want to do. I think I want to challenge Polaris to meet planet side with us and explain to me, her very dear good friend, what her thinking is. I want her to take humanoid form and meet us on planet.
What can you offer?
What can I offer? What can we offer to a mad star that wants to destroy the universe? How about a cupcake? She does not currently have a cupcake. She won't just. I can't just get her to do it because good times.
Well, I mean, you can spin it in some way.
Yeah.
Like, because the move is when you try to convince or persuade an NPC who wants something you can offer.
Oh, I know what I'm going to give her. Another universe.
All right. Roll to persuade an NPC. Roll to try to convince with.
She acts like I'm bluffing. It's a bluff. You'll be fine.
You're definitely offering them something concrete that they desire. So cool.
So I'm sorry. What? Try to convince.
Yeah, it's with gold.
All right.
Ooh.
7.
Yeah. She says, "Show me this universe you speak of."
Meet us on the nearest planet first, and
no. It's a 7 to 9, so she demands she sees the universe right now.
Yeah. I gesture to Kay and I say, I can't show you the universe, but I can show you that an inhabitant of it. I can show you a link to it. It's right here.
Can you show me a glimpse of this universe?
I can't.
No, I'm
Okay.
talking to
Okay.
to your to your companion.
Excuse me. Your stated intent, as I understand it, is to destroy this reality that you inhabit. But you want me to show you a glimpse of my place?
Yes.
No. Why would I do that?
Because otherwise I'm going to destroy you, then there's no negotiations needed.
Look, I'm sorry, celiac, and everybody else, but if it comes down to destroying this universe or destroying my universe, bye-bye this universe, me along with it, that's fine. But my place is going to remain sacred and special and nice and perfect and delightful. And if that means I never get to go back there because this one ends and I'm in it, that's what it means. But I'm not going to get a megalomaniacal stellar entity keys to my reality. Not going to happen.
We don't have to give her the keys. We just need to show her that it exists so that we can get her planet side. But I also... I don't want to push too hard, but Sheliak might. It kind of depends on how you're feeling, Nikki.
Well, a megahedron says this: if we point out to and possibly show a glimpse of who and what you are to the Polaris, that may be enough to convince her. This is a ruse. This is a deception, a shell game. We're showing her that you are here. You're obviously from another universe. It's obvious. It was obvious to Sheliak. Your Curlian aura is obviously completely distinct from everything else in this universe. That's detectable by my own instruments. She will obviously be able to detect it if you appear before her. So she will know you're from another universe, and that may be enough to get her to come planet side and have the discussion. We're not asking you to give her the keys. Certainly that's actually the opposite of the plan.
Oh, yeah.
She's liable to destroy this universe anyway before she leaves because she's crazy. We know that.
I'm going to have to try to trust you. This is a little scary.
Well, you don't have to necessarily trust us, but you can trust yourself. You know that you're not going to open the portal for her to see the other universe. But showing her that you are here implies in no uncertain terms that you are obviously a traveler from another separate universe. And thus would, under almost all logical presumptions, have access to your universe. You got here, her immediate thought process, if there's anything sane left inside her, it's going to be, he got here, he can go back to to his own universe, and he can take me with him. Hopefully that will be her perception. I think that should be our plan. Not necessarily you opening a door in front of her face, but your presence, your aura, your energies, the energies you give off yourself from the alien radiation that you have absorbed in your own universe, because you're different. The solar radiation you absorbed here has not dampened or removed any of the previous solar radiation you had absorbed in your own universe. That's what's causing this anomaly with your Curlian aura.
If you can kind of blink through the universes, right? You can travel between them. Like that's the new move you took?
Well, yes.
Yeah.
I took the move. The player, but
Yeah.
I was kind of in the mindset that the character doesn't actually realize that.
Oh, okay. All right.
Because because I'm sort of shooting in the dark. I don't understand. I mean, the way I had premised my character the whole way through is if I had a way back, I'd take it.
Yeah.
So.
So this move might be like a last
ditch,
like instinctual thing.
I guess. I don't know. I mean, I'm just trying to do justice to what we're doing here, and I'm not sure how to make that work. But in terms of in character, Kay she's like, I'm on board with the plan. Let's do. I understand what you're trying for now, and I will play my part.
Okay. I think all that makes sense. Is Polaris going to go for this? Like, don't play coy, Polaris. I can sense that this being is from another universe. You can sense that Kay is from another universe. Like, don't play coy. Don't play games with me. You don't need to see a gate. You know.
How did she get here?
Meet us planetside and we'll talk about it.
Very well. So now you are planetside.
Okay, and Polaris has taken humanoid form.
Yes.
All right. That was the end of my part.
Now we bum rush her and everything's okay.
Yeah, you are now planetside with Polaris and her 12 lieutenants.
Oh man, they came too. Crap.
You didn't specify that she had to come alone.
Yeah, I didn't think of that.
Well, they're in humanoid form too, obviously. Otherwise, there wouldn't be a planet. So.
Yeah, obviously.
So that at least makes them more manageable as well.
Mm-hmm. All right. So what now?
So Sheliak, we have a long and storied history. We've been allies for a long time, and it's been a long time since we talked. But this crusade, I have to understand why. Why are you on this crusade?
She looks at the history of being a Polaris. It is a lie. Everything is a lie. And for that, I must destroy the lie until the only truth remains.
What's the truth?
That the universe does not exist.
Sheliak is not having that. Oh, also, I'm sorry.
Go for it.
No, that was pretty much the end of statement. Sheliak is not having that. No, I'm here. I feel like Omega Hedron would also feel similarly.
Like if the universe did not exist, you have a logical paradox. If the universe did not exist, you couldn't destroy it. You can't destroy non-existence.
Did we just beat Polaris?
No, she says
you should not have programmed this thing with such a good penchant for philosophical physics.
Yeah, she says the only reason we have consciousness is because of the lie that I must terminate.
I'm happy with the lie personally, and I'm very much not in the mood for this. I don't know how you convinced these other madmen, but
they're bloated pus demons, kind of.
Yeah,
yeah.
I don't know how you convinced them, but you're not going to convince me. I kind of feel like somebody needs to get rushed. I don't know. Like,
Dude, you're a giant demon consumption star. Eat
yeah.
her.
All right. Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna go for it. I think
This is it. We're not going to talk her out of this.
Let's have a Star War.
Oh my god.
The
Hey,
Star
somebody asked for it. I know.
So doing something dangerous by risking your physical safety, roll plus goal.
can I consider this pursuing my hunger since I am trying to dominate Polaris and her
Yes.
lieutenants?
Yes, that is also roll plus goal.
All right.
9.
Hey, is there a way I can actually? I guess it's too late now. I was going to say if there was a way I could help with the giant robot body, but
Yeah, you could.
You can. Yeah.
The
Okay.
roll's made, but the determination hasn't been made, so you can still help.
okay.
Yeah.
I think what Omegahedron is going to do is he is going to basically block the lieutenants from interfering by smashing his body down on top of them.
Nice.
All right, that
Like you
works. Let's have you roll with bonds.
Okay, I've got +1. So let's see how this works. Please, please, please. Yes.
Oh, cool. So
Yes.
that bumps
You've
everyone
been
up. to
rolling
10.
really well tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You must have fixed the dice roller on this thing since the last.
All right. So you crush the lieutenants. That gives Shiliak the +1 she needs to get choose 3.
Yeah. I cross a distance in a mere moment. So I think like there's like this gulf between us 3 and those 13, and I am just suddenly there with my I don't know, I'm trying to dominate Polaris, so I think I have like my hand on her forehead, and I'm trying to like push her down. I'm doing you cross a distance in a mere moment. You seize control of someone, and you shine.
Too bright to look at.
Yeah, I think I'll take that one. I shine too bright to look at.
Huh.
So you don't resist the harm is the one you don't resist harm. So you're gonna I think you're gonna suffer harm as you're going to. Oh wait, no, you you have to. Well, it's not you have to, but like I think when you touch the Polaris is gonna fight back. So that's gonna be a suffer harm move.
Okay.
So yeah. In this battle of with consciousness, wits, I don't know.
So when I roll to suffer harm, I'm rolling 2d6 plus what?
Star.
Woohoo!
As double sixes.
The damage done to you only makes you look more dangerous.
Nice.
All right.
So
Yeah.
whatever Polaris tries to do to me, I am just like pushing her down as like my like center is just like burning bright. Yeah. Totally
Okay.
just pushing her down.
Okay, you are now in direct warm sunlight
Mhm.
because of this. What do you do?
What do I do? Well, I enjoy
And how do you
it.
feel? Also,
I feel so better. There's got to be something. I mean, okay, so it's like how to describe it without taking 9 million years. It's like the weird dichotomy of, on the one hand, hey, warmth, light, everything I've ever liked about life. But then also, wait a minute, it's coming from this thing which you have been kind to, but is also a little bit off. Also trying to kill another star currently. Also, this is all strange and weird. So it's like I'm taking a drug, sort of, you know?
Yeah.
Like I'm high on a drug, but there's enough of my brain saying, Yeah, but it's a drug and it's not a real high. It's not real joy, it's drug joy.
Hmm.
So there's a little war going on inside me right now for that.
All right. Do you do anything? I mean, Omega Hedron is crushing the lieutenants right now. What do you do specifically?
You know, it's funny because I still feel completely useless in terms of actually combating things at this level of power and ability. So unless I'm, it's weird. It's like I'm the worshiper, for better or for worse. So unless I'm told to do something by a god, I'm just going to stand here and watch the gods fight each other.
All right.
Is that weird? I mean, but that's my instinct. That's my instinctual response to the situation.
That's fair.
I mean, me as a player, I don't know what else to do.
I feel like, I don't know. I want to give Kay this, but I don't know what or how exactly.
No, I feel you on that.
So
I don't know what or how either. But I'm fine.
If Kay
I'm
wants to
fine
be
for what it's
support
worth.
role, I think the best support she can give right now is to feed Shiliak.
Oh yeah. So
The other thing I was going to suggest is, since you are from that other universe that has pure and beauteous starlight, like the good stuff, you still have that stored in your body cells.
yeah, okay. Thank you. So here's the thing. Let's say that in this interior battle going on between loving the drug, but then saying, "Wait, it's a drug. Don't." The don't voice taps into something inside me, which starts off as my own inner radiance of this other sun that I've lived most of my life with, right? And that, even without my necessarily conscious intent, triggers the special move.
All right.
And attempts to draw my son into this world to like all over both Celiac and Polaris.
All right.
And all of these punks who are fighting each other.
So I'm guessing it's secret ways, so that's curious.
Yeah, let me roll it. Hold on. Sorry.
Ask the Other World also lets you draw something from your home.
So maybe that's what it was.
Oh,
Either
Ask
way-
the Other World is going to be with Alien, so
But
Well, it's the same number, so let's say it's going to
Okay.
be 7 regardless of what move I
Alright.
actually just made. Yeah, drawing something, it is Ask the Other World. It is kind of actually drawing something in. But it's still, the 7 is still a result, so I think it would be more appropriate to
Alright.
Ask the Other World. But
So, Ask the Other World. So, the light comes.
yeah,
I think the trouble that comes with it is
I probably just did open a window that could go in both directions.
it's less that and more like the very nature of your world, the singular sun, is disrupting the fabric of reality in this universe. So it's might be making things worse, maybe, but at least the sun is there and you have the radiance.
Uh-huh.
So you feel reality falling apart around you, but you have the radiance of the sun to help now.
So I feel reality falling apart around me, but my reality is the one that's making it fall apart, right?
Yes.
So all of a sudden, little old me is the one who's theoretically becoming the universe destroyer in a weird way.
Yeah.
Ah! Let's roll with that.
All right. Cool. The other two. Actually, Omega Hedron. You see this happening clearly. Your sensors are going haywire.
Whew. Yeah. Oh. Let's see if there's anything that Megahedron might be able to do here. So basically, we have the otherworldly sunlight blasting through both the Polaris herself and through Sheliak. I think what and basically the huge influx of power is disrupting reality here on the planet.
Yes.
Okay, I think what the Omegahedron does is its head detaches and flies over and basically forms itself up onto K, and using the laser channeling devices in the head actually funnels and directs the sunlight so that it's no longer disruptive, but actually becomes becomes what it should be, which is a fundamental building block and restoring the universe that has been breaking down due to the efforts of the Polaris.
All right.
Like instead of basically, it's like before he was basically like this huge, just almost explosive force of sunlight. Now that's been focused to where it needs to go to actually fix things and stop the breakdown, which is on Polaris. On the Polaris and Sheliak.
All right. So that's definitely doing something dangerous.
Was it with engines? I think.
All right. That works.
Okay. I knew what couldn't be destruction. I tried.
Yeah, that's the opposite of what you want right now.
I tried to figure some way to make it destructive so I could use my better bonus, but I don't think it's going to work. Jesus, I'm every time.
Oh my god, you rolled twice and they were both 10 plus. Okay.
Cool. No, the second one's me.
Oh, the second one's you? Oh, interfere? What? Oh, you're interfering. Okay.
I took him down to a 9.
All right. Tell us how you interfere.
I am just generally resistant to the idea of a robot head glomming itself onto my body and stealing my... I'm fictionally speaking, I now know why I'm here. I got sent here by my son. I didn't know this, but now I remember because I was like a deep cover spy, and this was supposed to happen all along. My universe is trying to destroy this universe.
Oh,
wow. All right.
I'm sorry. My universe is trying to purify this universe.
Awesome.
All must be summer. Any universe that isn't all summer all the time deserves to be purified. And
curse you in your Frankie Valley universe.
So anyway,
complications and consequences. I say what?
Yeah. So I'm trying to stop Robot Head from I'm interfering with his attempt to refocus my energies.
Okay. I would suggest something that could happen. You guys, let me know if you think this would work, because that reduces me down to an 8. So
9. Well,
yeah, because I had a 10. He gives me a -2 when he interferes.
All right, 8.
So he really interferes. So I'm suffering some setback. I think what's going to happen is the head module, the laser weapon, is trying to modulate the solar energy, but can't handle all of it. So it's going to basically start to break out. So it's only going to be able to handle modulating the energy for a very, very limited time. So it's the head is being destroyed by it.
Yeah, that works.
And so the body's still active.
I think.
But the
Yeah, the overall action is successful. So whatever you were trying to do with the sun, it works. But your head is destroyed.
Yep. So now I'm just a body. My cool laser cannons are gone.
All right. So describe what happens with the solar energy.
I think the solar energy is channeled directly at the Polaris. The foreign energy destabilizes her and basically does to her what she did to Mira.
All right. So you basically kill Polaris. All right.
And whatever side effects that has on Sheliak, because he's right there. I can't hit her without hitting him.
Yeah. So
But
Sheliak,
focus is on her.
I think Sheliak would have to do something dangerous to avoid the damage or to avoid danger, or it might be straight to suffer harm. I'm not sure.
Okay, I think Sheliak is still like burning brightly, and she's still like they're still like they have Polaris and are pushing Polaris down. And I think Sheliak says like, do you feel that? Like that is what a real star feels like. That is what a star does. A star doesn't collapse or fall apart or cave. It consumes, it eats, it burns, and it rules.
And it totally doesn't turn into a giant, plasma pus.
Yeah, stars are meant to rule, and I think if I can use my attempts to dominate and inspire fear to kind of like, because one of my options with that are to negate damage. If I can essentially put Polaris to take the full front and not get hurt, then I would like to do that. Unless my only option is to go the other way. All right. I just need to find. I'm trying to find that those moves are. Okay, so then yes, that's what I'm going to do.
That's a goal.
Oh, that is a 4.
You choose one.
Oh, I do still. Okay. Yes, you resist one source of harm, and one source of harm will be the focused star power.
All right. So yeah, Polaris gets destroyed, and that's fine. And yeah, that happens. The disadvantage is that you have to deal with the now unstable, broken head of Omegahedron and Kay just going apeshit on this universe.
Okay. Yeah, I think I yelled to Kay, send it back.
Okay. All right. So I hear that, and I recognize somehow that I have, even though it doesn't kill a Megahedron outright, I've destroyed its head. And I seriously actually do, on some weird level, care about these, because I wasn't aware that I was a double agent or sleeper agent until I just, okay, so conflict, in my head, I actually don't want to kill everybody. Why did I get sent here to kill everybody? Yes, send it back. Ooh, let me try to... . Well, here's what I want to do. I want to. It's probably going to be it's dangerous, obviously, but
Yes.
That's the first thing. Is I got to do something dangerous because I am going to, in fact, try to take my own son's energy and redirect it back through the void between the universes, and willing to sacrifice myself in order to accomplish that. So let's start with doing something dangerous.
I think you are in your familiar element, so that's alien.
Okay. Boom!
And that happens. Describe how you do that.
So I just kind of I'm gonna turn inward and focus all of my energies on grabbing a hold of the conduit that's been opened between my universe and this one. And while simultaneously pulling myself back into that universe, probably using secret ways, I'm also going to attempt to go supernova myself.
All right.
I'm going to explode my own son's energy in my universe, thus destroying my own son and its universe. What the hell am I doing? But that's what I'm doing. Okay.
All right.
So
that happens. So I'm guessing the last thing that happens is Kay just basically imploding and being sucked into this void that closes up, and Shiliak and Omega Hedron are left in this planet with a bunch of dead stars, but at least this universe is safe. Let's go to epilogue.
Okay.
All right, Omega Hedron, you're muted.
Sorry. I think Omega Hedron first picks up the remains of its head, which is basically basically what I think happened is basically the laser apparatus, which was the main thing of the main apparatus in the head, overloaded and exploded, which basically broke the head into several large chunks after it exploded off of K. So he's gathered those up and is trying to figure out a way to put those back together, because the head also contained a separate sensor array which allowed him to watch his own home entertainment system.
That's sad.
Yes, so yeah, he can still play the musical, so he can still hear it, but he can't watch it. And the great part about a musical is seeing it and hearing it. Otherwise, you're just listening to a tape. You're not seeing a musical.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Kay last. So Shiliak.
Shiliak's very upset that that this ended so poorly. And well, ended with the loss of K. And I think, yeah, Shiliak's going to go back to Apatis, where and I think, I don't know. I think they're changed, definitely. Like, you're not going to change Shiliak's nature. They still want domination. They still want subjects and servants. But I think with, like, I think they saw a star in a way a star behaved so differently to any way that Shiliak had ever seen, that Shiliak is going to try to be better, because Kay's sun was so different than the suns in our universe. and Cheliak, I think to an extent, wants to be more like it.
Whether that's for good or ill, we don't know.
Oh yeah, I guess that sun did turn out to be a little evil since it sent a sleeper agent to try to destroy our universe.
Yeah, we're not, but we don't know that.
That's true. I don't know that. I only know that Kay was like this very kind, good emissary, and that the sun helps me defeat powerful evil. Like I guess Cheliak has no idea what these alternate plans were.
We still think Kay is just shining perfect hero.
Oh my gosh.
I love that. There was this evil tyrant that I just thought was just a wonderful, kind, good being, and now I'm modeling myself out over this image that didn't actually exist. That's fantastic.
Okay, you have the last epilogue.
Feel free to offer counter proposals to this, all of you. But my instinct right now is to have it be completely uncertain, even to the audience, what happened on the other side of the void in Kay's universe. Like, I don't know what it would be, but just like one quick moment that doesn't clearly state anything, but just kind of underscores what everybody just mentioned about how none of you guys know the truth, and it looked like I saved your universe, which I did on purpose, but none of the other stuff that brings context to that, I don't even know. I mean, I think it's cool to leave it really uncertain, but to maybe just have like a quick beat. Whatever it is on the other side, I feel like it's dark and cold. And maybe this is what it is. My voice, Kay's voice, just sort of squeamishly or just kind of desperately whispering in a dark, it's completely dark. And you just hear a voice go, "It's so cold. Hello? Anyone? Is anyone there?" And then that's it.
I love that. I would offer up maybe one additional little beat, like the stinger scene after the credits roll. Is you start to see these tiny little flashes and sparks. And if you've ever seen that scene in Cosmos where they're showing the animated stellar nurseries first popping, those little stars being born, that's like the stinger scene after the credits roll inside the universe. Like you destroyed the big sun, but that's given way to all of this other stuff that might be happening.
Oh, Chris, that rocks.
Yeah,
I love it.
I love those. I love the ambiguity. I love like the cycle aspect. No, that's very, very good.
All right. So now, end of session, we'll do stars since wishes aren't. There's no other session to do. There's no next session of Sidereal Tenets, so let's do stars, which is like roses.
Sorry, I'm unfamiliar with. I've heard of this exercise, but I don't actually know what it entails.
Okay, so stars and wishes are stars are like, I give you a golden star for this thing you did, and wishes is in the future I want to see this. I wish this will happen in the future.
Okay.
Yeah.
My stars, man. For a pickup B-side game, you guys are fucking awesome. I loved Cheliak. I loved Kay. I love that final complete twist. That was awesome.
That was awesome. Like all the epilogues on top of that were amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's my star too.
Yeah, I like my star is Kay. Like, and the way Mickey you played Kay, it seemed really hard with this setting, and with one character being a embodiment of a star and another character being a giant robot, to play this like lost person, and then bring that all together in a really strong way that felt really good at the end. Like that was really impressive and very cool.
Yeah, I had sort of thrown it out there thinking, oh well, you know, Kay's going to be like the farm boy in this fantasy novel, like
Right.
showing up, no, out of nowhere, like she's nice, she's good, everything, you know, she's all the good stuff, and at the end, it's going to be her bright shining purity that saves the universe. But then you like did that final twist that was like back when M. Night Shyamalan was really good. The good one. You know, just
well, yeah, no, and I wanna tack onto that by saying this really I play a lot of Powered by the Apocalypse games, although I've never played anything even remotely like this type of one before. So I've never played like the Dungeon World branch or the Space Wurm versus Moonicorn. I'm like in Apocalypse World and Urban Shadows and Monster Hearts and all that stuff. I have never seen the concept of play to find out what happens work to such a satisfying fictional package, because it was complete. The ground was fertilized by all of us for that thing to happen. I didn't know it was going to happen. I had no idea until the moment when I thought it would be cool if this was the truth. And it worked out with the rolls, and then we all just kind of rolled with it, no pun intended, and it was like, whoa. But it was all like, so the whole, and like you said, to have that happen in sort of this, oops, we can't play the game we were scheduled to play, so let's do this other thing. And I was nervous and tentative because, to be honest, playing largely in a group of people that I haven't played with before, played with Maria, but this is like sort of my social anxiety button type thing. And so I was really tentative at first, and so I was Kay. I was the K in this situation. Like there was bleed there. But I don't know what to do. I don't know how I can be useful. And then it just kind of blossomed. And wow, thank you all. This was a great ride that I did not see coming.
Wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. Thank you guys. This is, I was in a similar boat. This is my first Gauntlet game, and I've only played one game at like a con with like people that I didn't know. So this is the first real game that I played with people I didn't know. And I was similarly like, I was like, I don't really know what to expect. I don't know how to do this. But it was amazing. This was a great game. Thank you guys.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for playing, and thank you for participating. I will stop the broadcast now. So good night.